We got an honorable duel. Zedza walking up to give a quick bow to Antabadan, meeting each other in the field of strife. I like your mog, by the way. You get yourself a dagger, you get yourself a practice sword, a practice katana, gonna be immediate. Resonator trick and Antabadan trying to see if he can AMS it. I think he may have been able to clip an AMS in there. I think Zedza went in with a cheap shot rather than a kidney shot. Off the bat versus Anton is gonna be diving to stealth immediately. Does he have dots on him? He burning, I think, a sippy cup potentially to remove those dots to make sure he gets up a clean reset. But Anton not having to pop big cooldowns versus this is trying to get aggressive. That AMS covered him. This is why as a rogue you gotta make sure that your stuns are very, very airtight. That you're able to chain from one stun to the next and not give a gap. Otherwise, Resonator gets absorbed into AMS immediately. 2-minute cooldown, bested by like a 30 second CD, 40 second CD. Zedza opening up onto Antabadan, immediately forcing out IBF. Gonna be the big bet, dropping in versus Zedza. It's gonna do a bit of damage. The rogue better be very, very careful. Into quickness on versus Antabadan, trying to see if he can maybe get some damage in. Blind onto the unholy DK. The pet is still able to do quite a bit of damage evasion up for Zedza. Just try to avoid the pet when he can. And it's going to build some calm points off of it. Zedza already burning a lot of CDs. That is CDs out of Antabadan, however. Does get himself a big grip onto Zedza with the clock shot to follow. Get a shadow to Antabadan. Does have Lichborn available. Does Zedza have any damage to follow? Could potentially go for Shadow Blades if he wanted to. Is he going to activate him or is he going to hold back? Smoke bomb for Zedza. Trying to have a tussle into smoke. Going to be big damage out of Antabadan. The pet's joining in. Quick vanish shot of the rogue. Does Antabadan find him? Does he realize he's behind the pillar? Looks like the dots are still on him. Flash cover around the corner. That's going to be the pet's joining in. Zedza is surrounded by the army. And that's going to be quite a bit of significant damage on him with the Kevin Slime joining in as well. Zedza could potentially be in a bit of trouble. The pet is attacking him, but I'm still getting auto attacks to the wall here and there. As part of the, which is something I always found really weird in Shadowlands, is the fact that we can attack the wall like that. Stun on Zedza, the pet taking, oh, that quick stun, the empowerment, the whole combo. Oh my god, Anton! Taking down that rogue with Glush up next. With the Shadow Blades immediately, potentially forcing out cooldowns out of Anton. That's going to be a Resonator. Definitely going to have to force out a Trinket out of him, most likely. No, actually just goes in for a fatty Death Strike just to recover all that damage. With a Chain of Ice under Glush as he goes in for a Disarm. The Shadow Blades are going to get partially absorbed into that anti-magic zone. Try to go for the big pet stun to Glush. Antabadan is super low in health. Maybe playing way too risky. Still holding on to Trinket in case he needs to. Going to be a Swarm joined in. Glitch with an evasion. Cloak of Shadows. Going to be the pet sacrifice with a new one summoned up. Anton with a Trinket. Dark back immediately. Doesn't have a lot of health to really work with. Glitch recovered all the health back. I think going for the big Sippy Cup build. Into an army of the undead. Joining in. Cheap shot onto Antabadan. Does end up taking him out with a Hunter's Mark immediately. As they can try not to get opportunity to get any kind of recovery. Trying to make sure the rogue does not get away scot-free. Let's go try to see if he can swing around the corner. Does get himself a re-stealth. I'm surprised he actually landed one. Very, very quick. Into a full stun onto Dinky. Does go big defensives. And that's going to be a freezing trap. Smoke bomb up for Glush. Looks like the pet has been pulled back for a second there. Glush is able to build some comp points off of it. Dinky got himself range damage. Is going to go for Manic Bandage to recover. But does cancel it out. Flare around the corner. Glush, if he does have a Shadow Sip, he may be able to do something. That's going to be a Hunter's Mark falling off the pet. Didn't get him, walked away from him. I think he stunned the pet. And then backed away from Dinky just to make combat and get himself a re-stealth. This rogue had like a so little space to work with around that pillar. But utilizes so well to capture himself a re-stealth either way. Glush is just another level. Stun to Glush does have a Trinket actually. So he's able to burn in case he needs to. Kill shots coming through back to back. Potentially can get himself a Sippy Cup. Stun onto the pet immediately. Flare down. Glush trying to see if he can maybe catch up to Ninky. Does hit him with a Disarm. Freeze the trap. Stopping him for a second. Looks like Glush is going to have the pet break him out of the freeze. Big damage onto Dinky. Massive eviscerates. Oh my goodness. Bonus out of eviscerate burst there at the end. Oh my man. And Mercs, which I think is Dirks on a monk character. I like it. Mercs act or Mercs. I was gonna say Mercs X, but that kind of doesn't really work. That doesn't really work that well. With Gluch hiding behind the pillar. Hunter's Mark on him, but Mercs can't see him. But she'll be able to have an opener. Mercs, he's just waiting out. Playing an Orc Monk, which is probably the best combo you could be. Against a rogue, the Orc reducing the value of those stuns, letting it be a bit more resilient against them. Monk able to get some big bursty damage versus Glush. Plenty of ability to potential outrun him. Gonna be immediate. Resonator does Mercs. Pop a Trinket for it. Get it super low. Choose a not to. Goes for a board. He played it super risky. I don't know if you had to do it, but did not have to burn any defenses versus that burst. It's looking for a full recovery. As the dampening is rolling in at the 1% mark, that's a big defensive. That flash kept absorb a huge portion of damage output just now. as Merrick's got himself a little bit of self heal rolling in. 2% dampener. 5 minutes into the duel. And Merrick's trying to see if he may be able to get proactive here, picking up the eyes. Gloosh getting shotting him down, locking him down for a second. Does he burn a trick at this time? It's going to be big damage in cap, as he didn't go for a cheap shot in between. Being an orc, you do sit stuns a little bit less long. Lexi, Gloosh does go for a trinket evasion, waiting for Mercs to commit big damage, commit a full cooldown. So there's going to be Shadow Step for a second. Disarm onto the Rogue. Mercs may have to pop defensive here. Does Sport out of the way. Tried to recover. The Rogue tried to get aggressive. Tried to sprint right over next to him. Ring a piece, booping him out of the way. Gloosh building calm points while Shadow Blaze is active. Going in for a stun immediately. Getting booped out away from Mercs back to back. Is that going to be enough though? Oh, man, the eviscerate. It's catching all of them crits, boys. Big Guns is going to be up next. Try to see if he may be able to put the big ones being the pets, out versus Gloosh. Is Gloosh going to go for a 1v4 here? The Monk risked it all. Dude, that was risky. As I guess a Rogue is like so difficult to gauge, like, do I trinket, do I not? Because I feel like I said it's tricky to lose. Stun, big ass taking a huge shit. What is this? Hold on. Hold on. Wait a second. We just watched a man get massacred there. With Big Guns just getting absolutely the big crits, the big eviscerates. What is this? What is this? Galoosh landing a full stun versus Pone. Pone going in for a human racial really early on. Blessing protection right after. This Rogue of my team is too good. You're good now. You're good, my man. Glitch is really, really good. Glitch is does pretty well in these duels. But I'm pretty sure he does outside of the duels in the arena as well. Some rogues are just insane right now. Imagine them in season 4. Bone, I don't know if he has anything for this. Just burned a blessing protection. Does not have access to bubble. And Gloosh just going for a full clean of the full team. Wait, is that a full 1v5? Yeah, actual full sweep. Full 5-man sweep. Just like that. This is Rogues, boys. What do you mean? You can't kill him with all CDs? Question mark. Wait. What do you mean? Oh my god, only hope is the Archmage. Yeah, I think only hope right now against this Rogue is potentially an Archmage who just found himself some kind of big cheesy build. You just need a class that's able to surprise a Rogue even more. We know that Rogues definitely have very, very surprising damage, especially now they're playing like a really offensive finality Lego. I kind of miss Rogues when to play like a very defensive Lego or just the Carrion one at least. But now they can go double Damie Lego. Man. With the crit, you die. There's not much you can really do. With how many visitors they get through back to back, it is nuts. But definitely you need another class that's able to surprise a Rogue just the same. Alright, but let's get another up and running, yeah?